here today to try and find the elusive and best-selling author Lemony Snicket. Hopefully he's in here, and if he is, I'm going to ask him some questions about his new book, The End. Hello?
It's pronounced Nabokov.
I'm looking for Mr. Lemony Snicket. I've come to ask him some questions about his new book.
It's not Nabokov, it's Nabokov. Nabokov. Well, of course you can't hear me. The phone isn't attached. I'm sorry, yes?
Hello, I'm looking for Mr. Lemony Snicket. I've come to ask him some questions about his new book.
Mr. Snicket isn't here. I'm not Lemony Snicket. I'm an entirely different person, and I'm working very hard in an office. But if you ask me questions about Mr. Snicket, there's a possibility that I could answer them.
Excellent. Can you tell us why Lemony Snicket has decided to reveal the contents of his heart in the Beatrice letters?
Well, they aren't necessarily the contents of his heart. The blood and arteries and chambers and things that are in the heart, I believe, are illegal to place behind, in between the cardboard covers of the book. But the Beatrice letters is an incomplete record of correspondence between Mr. Snicket and various parties, as well as between various parties and Mr. Snicket himself. But I don't mean, a sort of party with a piñata and a punch and things like that, because that's not really the sort of party that Mr. Snicket is interested in.
So it hasn't really been therapy for him then?
Therapy? No, he prefers a walking cure to therapy, and so certainly as he walks away from copies of the Beatrice letters in fright, perhaps that's some sort of physical comfort to him.
Do you have any clues as to what might occur in book the 13th, The End?
Do I have any clues?
Yes.
Well, I know, for instance, that I believe it's the first moment in literary history in which seaweed is used as a wig.
And what about the readers foolhardy enough to keep reading these books? Do you have any warnings for them?
Well, I don't have warnings. They have nothing but my pity. The 13th volume is definitely the most devastating and possibly the most unnerving in a series of unfortunate events, and just as one feels more sorry for those in the tertiary stage of syphilis rather than in the primary stage, one feels sorrier for someone who's reading the 13th volume than for someone who, say, is reading the first.
And Count Olaf, will he be in for a dastardly demise?
I don't know why you would bring up someone like Count Olaf. You came in here, as you can see, I'm very busy working in an office. But why you would bring up just such a nasty person as Count Olaf? Have I brought up Lenin even once? No, I have not. And so I don't think I should talk about Count Olaf or the terrible things that occur to him, the fact that his disguise is seen through, the fact that he sees for the first time someone he hasn't seen in years, the fact that finally he does reach the end of his own story just as the Baudelaires reach theirs. I don't think I should discuss that at all.
And the poor Baudelaires, will anyone nice ever look after them?
Well, depends what you mean by nice. If you mean
caring,
by
loving,
nice, mysterious, and manipulative and full of sinister secrets, then yes, but then I don't know how you could possibly mean nice by that. You probably maybe don't even know the word nice, if that's what you think it means. No, the Baudelaires find themselves in quite dire straits. It's interesting, actually, that you would call them the poor Baudelaires, because, of course, if they were so poor, they never would have been pursued in the first place, being as it is money that is the root of Count Olaf's evil, as it is the root of so many evils. But I will say that the Baudelaire fortune, at last, is sort of laid to rest, in a way, in the 13th volume.
Are you angry at the booksellers that continue to stock these unfortunate and dire books?
I wouldn't say angry. I would just say that I see them as further victims in this. No sensible bookseller would stock such books on their shelves. If you go into a bookshop and you say, I'd like to see your straight razors and your poison, they would tell you that they don't have them. And why is that? Because they're sensible people, for the most part, booksellers. They may be prone to strong drink, and they may find themselves weeping and moaning in the evenings, but they're in general sensible people, so they've clearly become insensible and either stalking Lemony Snicket books because something has gone wrong with their eyes, and they think it's something by Enid Blyton or something, or they have just gone purely mad after reading perhaps a paragraph of The Bad Beginning. So no, I don't feel anger for them. I feel the frustration that I share with Mr. Snicket over a job poorly done.
And the readers, will they ever find out what VFD means?
I don't think we should talk about VFD out loud.
Count Olaf. His disguises. Sorry.
What?
His disguises.
You keep bringing up this man, Count Olaf, over and over again. I'm more than happy to speak with you, and yet you insist on bringing up unpleasant people.
Will anyone see through one of his disguises?
Well, it's an interesting question that you ask, because for the first time, someone other than the Baudelaire sees through Count Olaf's disguise in this 13th volume. I hope that doesn't sound intriguing. Perhaps I can rephrase it in a way that will make it sound not at all interesting, so that potential readers won't put the book away. How could I do it? In this book, something happens.
Will it be a great relief for Mr. Snicket to have completed his series of unfortunate events?
Well, I think he feels a certain amount of satisfaction that he has finished the job that he vowed to do. Sadly, the Baudelaire's history contains still some unanswered questions that if he ever finds the strength to pull himself out of his armchair, he might try and answer.
And for Mr. Snicket, what does the future hold? Will he be investigating anything else?
Well, certainly there's a chance that other cases will take his attention, but Mr. Snicket doesn't like to promise anything. As I've said before, death is, of course, in his future, as it is in all of our futures, and you know, may be, as we speak, getting the first bite of many bites from an eel that would end it.
Well, I think that's cleared up a lot of mysteries for us. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to speak with you.